Chapter 33. There was no need to breathe in the Galleria of Leonie's own mind. It was not real, only a mental construct she had carefully architected for years. A literal figment of her imagination. She had to keep reminding herself of this with every step down the staircase. Involuntarily, Leonie took a deep breath. She walked slowly, readying herself for a fight. Her fingers clenched around a sword that did not exist here, though she tried more than once to conjure it through sheer focused thought. In the end, she only had the next step, the next candlestick, the next turn to look forward to. It went on until she felt as though the stone walls were beginning to close in. She had nearly decided to retreat up the stairs, but before her courage could fully wane, the stairs ended, and she stood before another door. A door that made Leonie want to turn and leave. Made of onyx stone, partly encased in ebony wood bark, the door looked like a solidified shadow threatening to swallow her whole. The dim candlelight hardly helped ease Leonie's dread. She grabbed the nearest candle and lifted it before the door like a standard, trying to discern any markings which would give her a clue as to what lay on the other side. She found nothing. Only blackness, shadow on shadow, so deep it drank in the candlelight, refusing to reflect any of it back into the room. "None of this is real," Leonie said aloud. "This is all in my mind." Her words echoed off the door and walls around her, except it kept echoing, over and over again, changing slowly each time so it sounded more and more manic. "None of this is real, all in my mind. None of this is real, all in my mind. It's not real, it's all in my mind." Leonie put her hands to her ears and looked around for anything that would make it stop. A piece of ebony wood stuck out from the door, what appeared to be like a handle. Leonie gritted her teeth, dropped her hands from her ears to reach for it. "Not real, all in your mind, not in your mind." She pulled on the handle, and the door gave way with ease. Air rushed from the open door, blowing out the candle and mercifully ending the echoing noise as well. But with this new air came the reek of rot, so strong Leonie gagged, stepping back in shock against the wall opposite the door. It was not only the smell, but the sensation of scent at all. There was no scent in the Galleria. "Not real," she thought hastily. "None of this is real." "Oh, darling," a voice said, high and sweet. "Reality is something very much up for debate." "Who are you?" Leonie pressed her back closer to the wall. "Who are you?" It was not Leonie's words echoing this time, but this new voice repeating them back to her slowly. "Come now, you already know." Leonie did know, but she wanted to hear this voice say it anyways, to squeeze out an ounce of control. "How would I know who you are? Have we met?" "Well, you have read all about me, haven't you? Oh yes, I've seen your memories, little princess, hunched over scrolls and parchments in that high tower of yours." "How?" Leonie's words cut off as the world erupted with light and color. Instantly, she appeared in a circular room with a domed ceiling covered in art of the realistic fashion. Hyperliteral figures playing out scenes from Holy Scripture. Secret scenes not read in the hearing of those outside of the Order of Deos. Scenes Leonie had ever seen once before. She was in the High Tholos, the secret library of the Order. No windows let in light, only dozens of candles placed carefully around the room's perimeter. Low shelves stuffed full of pristinely kept books, scrolls, and tomes lined the walls. A round table dominated the center of the room, its edges engraved in a language Leonie could not read. Upon it sat 3 more candles, a glass of wine, and several scrolls. Hunched over the table, brow furrowed, sat herself. It was as if she stared at a self-portrait, but this one moved. This other Leonie had one finger tracking along the ancient script she deciphered, her other hand drumming on the tabletop. "It is only a memory," she muttered to herself. Leonie's skin crawled, discomfort growing at watching herself sitting only feet away. In one sense, she had grown used to vivid memories relived inside this galleria, but those were always art that she framed, that she posed, and Leonie never placed herself in the art. This violated all the rules of this place, and the worst violation was that she had no control. "Do you remember this day?" The woman's voice remained disembodied, coming from nowhere and everywhere. Leonie did remember. She remembered it well, in fact. It had happened hardly 2 months ago, just weeks after the Battle of Worcester, and she had gained entrance to one of the Order's most secret chambers through a tireless week of bribery, threats, and murder. A reckless gamble which would not have worked if the Cataraka invasion hadn't put the whole kingdom on edge and kept all eyes elsewhere. Still, her actions had been rash in the extreme. Even now, if the things she had done were ever brought to light, the consequences would be dire. Exile would be the most lenient punishment imaginable. "How are you doing this?" Leonie said. The palm of her hand pressed firmly against the stone wall now. The wall had not changed, at least. "Doing what?" "This is my place, my mind. You have no control here." Leonie's heart beat quickly, her stomach tightening. "Get out!" "Your mind? Oh, darling. You do not understand. You have flown too high. Can you not feel the heat of the sun? You're in my home, my garden. There is nothing here beyond my reach. I am the Princess of Trevellar." At the table in the room's center, Leonie stood. Or not Leonie, but the memory of her. This memory Leonie, dressed in a long red dress, continued drumming her fingers along the table as she walked slowly in Leonie's direction. Leonie's stomach twisted. If she watched a memory right now, then it was all wrong. She had not moved for hours, not until her mole in the Order had given the signal. And then Memory Leonie looked up. Her eyes locked on Leonie's own, but they were not Leonie's eyes. They were 2 pits, one entirely white and the other entirely black. Leonie raised her fist and shifted into a defensive posture. Whatever this thing was, it screamed of threat and danger. The smell of death and rot wafted everywhere once again as the twisted Memory Leonie opened its mouth to speak. The voice was not Leonie's, but the smooth voice of the mind intruder. "Oh, I am aware of who you are, darling. Your memories are just filled to the brim with you throwing your weight around. Position, power, prestige. You have bathed in it daily your whole life." "What are you talking about? Who are you? What are you?" "I'm talking about you. A palace brat who has had nothing but power and yet dreams far more. You desire to wear the crown, no? Oh, I wonder, how do you plan to usurp your brother for the throne?" "Ah, never mind, one can guess." A knife emerged in the intruder's hand. A familiar knife, long but thin. It would be a terrible weapon in a fight, but it had never been meant for a fight. "A perfect blade to take a life from behind, yes?" "The memory," Leonie said, lifting the blade and tapping the tip against her cheek. "You've been practicing for your big day, haven't you? You left quite the river of blood behind." "Oh, don't think I'm not impressed. I am. A woman after my own heart, in a way." "Who are you?" Leonie said again, balling a fist. Could she even fight here? "Please, you know already, and I want you to say it." Leonie swallowed. "Why? Why not? What's the harm? You know it. I know it. Now say it." Leonie bent her knees and turned her body to the side. This memory, Leonie took another step forward, knife held carelessly in her hand. The name rose slowly to Leonie's mind. She tried to force it back down, knowing she fought in some twisted power of wills that she dare not lose. "There it is," the memory Leonie said. I can see it, rising to the surface of your mind, aching to break free. Say it. Leonie said it without thinking, as if pulled from her by an invisible line. Starodovna. Ah, and there it is. That's a good girl. That's all I wanted. Was it really so bad? She turned away from Leonie, waving the knife about as if conducting a symphony. Now get going. We will speak again later. The world shattered into 1,000 shards of light, flung wide, and Leonie fell. The air pulled from her lungs as the world disappeared from beneath her. The world faded to black until there was nothing but the sense of falling and Starodovna's laughter from above.